my channel. I am Rita with my very first video. Now today's video is going to be about, oh, my hair is out of place. Just ignore that. It's going to be about how to grow your makeup collection. Now I had a difficult time starting my makeup collection, so I know it may be difficult for others out there. So keep on watching and I'll show you tips and tricks on how to start your makeup collection. Now, the best way to see what shade you are, it's pretty simple. This is the strategy I use. I go into the store, I kind of guesstimate what shade I think I am. I grab the tester bottle, put a drop on my finger, and I put it on my cheek, and I bring it down to my neck. And this is a great strategy for beginners. You go ahead and you just blend it in. I like to recommend you go on to daylight because it's natural, pure light, and artificial lights. You won't really see what it looks like when you actually go outside. So you're going to want to take a picture or have someone look at you and see whether it's your shade, if it blends in well, and if it does, that's your shade. You also want to take into account what shade you are at that time of the year because our skin does change throughout the year if you don't really have that much sun or if you get a lot of sun. So you can't really be wearing the same foundation all year round. So always keep that in mind. You can always go back and get a different shade if you get lighter or if you get a bit darker. Now, when it comes to coverage, a lot of foundations I would say are generally medium to high coverage, but you can always build them so you don't have to put a lot on your face. You can definitely go to the consistency and the coverage that you'd like. But if foundation is not for you, I definitely recommend BB cream. It is a tinted moisturizer. The one that I'm actually wearing right now, and I do recommend, is the BB cream by Maybelline. It is very nice. The only thing I would not recommend is you use this and substitute to foundation when it comes to nighttime, because if you're taking flash pictures, a lot of them do have SPF in them, which will give you major flashback, and that's something we do not want. So you're going to want to pick a concealer that's about 2 shades lighter than your foundation. If it's the same shade or darker, it won't be brightening up your under eye. If it's too light, it's going to give you major flashback. I actually had that mistake when I went to the store. The associate recommended me the Tarte Shape Tape in light medium, but I am not light medium. I may be in the winter and fall time, but currently I am not. And this was the foundation that I actually had at the time. So I definitely recommend, if you do have your foundation, bring it into the store and ask them so that they actually know what foundation you have and what color it is, so they can help you more, guide you to the shade that you actually need. Next, we're going to move on to eyebrows. So there's actually a few different products when it comes to eyebrows. A lot of different consistencies. We have the pencil, the like Brow Wiz, the waxy one. We have pomades, and then we have powders. So the ones that I definitely recommend for beginners are either the pencil or like the Brow Wiz, because you have a lot more control, whereas you have to use the brush for the powder and the pomade. Now, when it comes to brows, it's pretty similar to concealer to foundation. So you can go about 2 shades lighter than your hair color, but if your hair is naturally dark like mine, you definitely don't want to go too dark, because then it'll just look too muddy and unrealistic. Alright, now for eyeliner, I definitely just recommend going in with a pencil or the marker. I recommend NYX because they actually have really nice jet black markers. I'm not really sure about the pencils, but they have the liner in almost every consistency that it comes in. It's very jet black and it's great for beginners. So the last thing I'm going to touch on today is the setting powder, and the reason I'm not really getting into mascaras and lip products and bronzing and highlighting is because I feel like these products that I'm talking about now, for me, were the hardest to come by to really know how to utilize them and which ones were worth the buy. So when it comes to powders, don't get any that are in compacts. I got the Wet n Wild one in compact. It's not finely milled enough. I didn't realize that it had to be like really finely milled for it to not give you flashback. So I didn't know that, and I always got major flashback, and I wondered why. It was partly because my concealer was too light and partly because my powder was not finely milled whatsoever. Alright, so now for the products. All the products I will be talking about today are drugstore products, and that is because when you're starting a makeup collection, you do not want to have to buy all of those high-end products when there are affordable products at drugstores that are just as good. So for foundation, I recommend the Fit Me foundation. It's a great wear, it has really great buildable coverage and a great consistency. For the concealer, I'm not sure if I'm the only one that just heard about this makeup line, but it's called Revolution. This concealer is so creamy and it has such a great consistency, and they have a lot of dupes for other products, which is crazy because it was like chocolate bar palettes, again dupes for them, and like Kylie lip kits almost. So I definitely recommend you check out that makeup line, Revolution. I saw it at Ulta. Now for brows, I recommend the NYX. This one actually has a spoolie at the end of it, and it has obviously the product on the other end, and you can scroll it up to as much as product as you need. With these, I definitely recommend you go in with a very light hand, because if you have too many harsh lines, although you do spool your eyebrows to kind of diffuse the color and make it look natural, sometimes if you use too heavy of a hand, it won't diffuse it enough and it will just look too harsh. Right, now for eyeliner, I definitely recommend the NYX liners, because they have, I believe they have it in almost all consistencies. I have it in gel, I also have it in the marker, and I have it in liquid liner. So they're all really nice and jet black, and I definitely recommend them for eyeliner, especially if you're a beginner. Definitely go with the marker. It gives you a nice jet black wing, and it gives you a lot of control. Alright, now for setting powder, definitely recommend the Fit Me Loose setting powder. It's very finely milled, doesn't give you flashback, and it's affordable. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you want to see me do other videos, don't forget to comment suggestions down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!